Hey, we're back at it for another day. Check out this sweet little mini bike that showed up. So this isn't a long list of random projects that just show up here. Some guy that's staying down at the lake down here at the end of Lost Valley. He showed up and was wondering about some family heritage stuff. I don't know, somehow long way down the way, he's related to us or has relations to us, I don't know. Anyways, he took off on this thing. He pulled in on this yesterday and then took off and went and got gas and came back and was like, hey, can you guys fix my exhaust? Well, if you look right here, you can see, it's not the best shape. So, starting the morning off fixing this thing. So that's what we got going on. Jeremy's gonna cut a piece of pipe in half and just kind of lay over this side, cut it right down the middle, a different piece of pipe, and then go around it and then reseal it back up and hopefully it holds. So, yeah, but isn't this little guy sweet? It's a 1970 Honda Trail 70. He, it would have been a lot cooler if he actually rode it up to Grand Rapids, but, you know, I don't think that would be a long ride. What do you think, Jeremy? Would you rip it from Grand Rapids here?
Oh, not even if I had to.
It says it does 50 miles an hour.
No, it doesn't.
But we'll see. So anyways, that's what we got going on this morning. We got all the brake stuff back for this trailer. You can see whole pallet of parts here. So hopefully by the end of the day, this is all on the trailer and we're almost done with it then. So that's what we got going on. Exhaust update. Where's our piece? All right here. All right, so this is what we're doing. Going with some nice tubing here. And we're gonna go, psst. It's not black pipe. This is actually like roll cage stuff, you know, 120 wall. So we're gonna go weld it together. And then we gotta make our imaginary line, or our yellow line up on our imaginary, not so, I don't know. And then we gotta hope it's in the right spot. So, yep, that's what we got going on here. Maybe what we should do is use this little guy right here and take it right there. I don't know how straight any of this is, honestly.
I told you it's not.
If everything is crooked, it will be straight. Just remember that.
You can turn to get the angle straight.
Yeah, that's how you get your angle. Angle to the dangle. That's all that matters, right, Landon? All right, test fit number 1. Let's see how bad we did.
Oh, but this is kind of a pain.
This is risky business in here. See, because you gotta go down over here, twist her around.
You go in front of it?
Yeah, you go in front and then down. Keep going in, keep going up. Did we put that on backwards? Like how in the world?
It was a pain to get up out of there.
There we go. There, see it just slaps in there. Just slobs in there. There. Does it go back further? Uh-oh. What did we do?
Well, wasn't it super tight to begin with?
We made her too short.
Maybe try welding.
Uh-oh. Jeremy, why'd you take that 1/2 inch off?
I took that 1/2 inch off before we even marked it to cut it.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
Measure it from here to here. Didn't you know the distance?
5 1/4.
Landon, where's the tape measure?
Uh-oh. Did we screw up?
You might have to buy a new exhaust.
Nah, we'll just remake a pipe. That moment when you stand up way too fast. So from there to there, it is
You could just
right
weld it
on where it needed to be. What is going on?
You could just weld it on.
You could just... Are we gonna have to force it? She won't rattle.
Yeah, but
like, she's way off.
yeah, like that one's off and this one's off.
We need to put more pipe in there. How much gap you want to fill? We can either fill gap or
Or just cut a new piece of pipe.
one of the two.
How much longer do we need to be?
By the looks of it,
Half an inch?
about 3/8 of an inch, or 5/16. Or one full 5/16 bolt off. Should have only taken a quarter.
I'm a jack again.
Won't fall. All right.
I can get down with one of these. I'm like,
We're on attempt number
day
2.
And I'd be putting a big bore kit in it. I'm trying to haul ass.
Attempt number 2. This is why you tack weld. I mean, unless you really want to get ballsy and just weld everything and then
I
redo
cut
it.
it all.
Yeah, you know, if you love grinding, but something ain't right. All right, so we got it all tacked in place now. Don't look at tacks; they're gonna look ugly. Yeah, we decided to just mock it up on here because we were having issues with the holes lining up, but we got that now. So Mark's taking it back off so we can weld it on the bench and make it look somewhat pretty. I mean, we are going from a regular piece of pipe to chrome plated, so hopefully it doesn't get too goofy looking, but
The rest of it will be cool.
yeah, I mean, Jeremy's over here polishing because, you know, he thinks polishing is life. Maybe he should work on his truck a little bit. But
you can't polish a turd, guy.
well, if you're bored, you can polish my truck. I'll even buy you a buffing wheel.
Yeah, now we're talking.
I'll go a highballer and get all the expensive stuff if you want to do it.
I get it, bro.
So, anyways, I mean, this bike is actually pretty sweet. I would rip around on it. Probably does 40 miles an hour, maybe.
Oh, and
That's
look at the
50.
way she shines.
I love this. I love the scratch swirls in it. It looks
my God.
super good.
Hey.
But she shines up like a diamond.
You almost read my
For
key.
being 50 years old.
Yeah, you know. And yeah, so that's where we're at with
I
it.
mean, look at this piece compared to this one.
All right, so while Jeremy welds this thing here, weld it up, make it look nice on the bench, you know, which who knows how well it'll turn out. Mark and I are gonna get back to actually doing something productive, maybe. Well, it is productive, but yeah, it doesn't get anything done on this trailer. Mark and I are gonna pop the seals out, repack the bearings, put them in the right hubs because we're going from that style to a 10 lug, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, different style hub. So we got this one to do, and we got that one to clean up and get ready to go back in. We got that one to put a seal in, but we got to repack that bearing. This one's got to have a seal and a bearing repacked, and then this one's got to get a seal and a bearing, and hopefully we know where everything's at. That's key. So that's what we got going on. And then we got to put these two axles completely back together, and then we can take this one off, and we're going to put the brake drum off of this one up here because we're going to run the two older brake drums up front because the back axles are the parking brakes. So we want the new drums on the parking brake axles. So here we go.
so we got all the bearings greased. This thing is our bearing packer. So you pretty much set the bearing on here like you saw. You take this piece and spin it down, and you see how this has kind of got a cone shape to it. It actually takes the grease and fills the middle of the bearing up, pushes it out, and then back down through in between the rollers on the bearings, and that's how it becomes packed. And then we also put grease in the hub with it, so there's always a little extra grease, more than just what's in the bearing. But now we're gonna go through, take all the seals, take them out of the boxes, you know, if I can do it one-handed, and then pretty much just set them in here, drive them in flush, and then they're ready to go on. And then you put the outside, we'll pack the outside bearing, put those on, put the washer on, put the big nut on, spin it in, get it all set, and then we can focus on getting the brake drums on. We can do this whole side and the other side, get all the hubs on, because now our drums can go on after our hubs are all on, and we don't have to take the hubs off to take the drums off, which is part of the reason why we're doing this. All right, so there we go. We got the seal all in. It's nice where it needs to be. Just a seal dryer works really nice for that. And the bench is just, this fender's just too high to swing. But that's how they go in. Pretty simple, real easy. Especially if you have the right tools to do it. It works a lot better. We got 7 more to do. So let's see how it goes. Alright, so we got these all put on and done. All three of this side at least. We're going to go put our hubcaps on, and they're not the right size. They're the bigger version, or the bigger size, because this runs a big bearing on the inside and outside. And there's a different style that runs a small bearing on the outside and a big bearing on the inside. Well, these are all set up for the small bearings. So I'm going to go look and see what we got. I think there's one. But we looked earlier, and without really getting carried away looking, getting all into the nitty gritty stuff, which hindsight 2020, we should have. So I think we got one big one is all. This one right here, and no bolts. So I'm hoping we can get away with this. It's a dandy of a hubcap here, isn't it? So I'll have to look and see what we got on the back ones. I don't know. I think they're aluminum ones, so they're smaller, but I don't know. See, that's what we run on the back ones. They're a bigger version. You know, those are about the same size. You know, it's in the fine details. That's where you lose track of stuff. Alright, so right now we're on the next great task of putting the brake shoes on. So basically what we got to do is they start out like this. There's a spring kit right there. You put a little thing like this right here. I don't know how well you can see, but there's this metal spring clip that holds it in place. One on this one and one on this shoe. Then you put that green spring in there, and it holds this side of the shoe together. Then we come over to here, and then you got to set it on these pins that go right here. And then there's this spring on this side that holds it together. And there's one on this side as well. I don't know how well you can see. It's kind of dark, but it's right there. Anyways, that's pretty much how they go. And then you just slap the brake drum on, and the brakes will be done then. And then we need to air it up and adjust them. So here we go on a whole bunch more axles. Alright, so I don't know what the proper way of doing this is, but this is my way of doing it. You there yet? I don't know. Can't tell, Mark. You need to get your light in a better spot back in here. A little more. Uh-oh. I don't want you to go. There we go. Yep, I think she's tight.